All right, this is Marcus Harbin with Marcus Harbin Autosales.com. And, we can call it window talk. We can call it whatever you like. Um, Today I wanted to make a video about, your goals. Wealth Dreams and Enterprises, Wealth Dreams, um, podcasts, what's your goals, the whole nine, right? Um, is your activity helping you get closer to your goals? Ask yourself this every day. As you're moving, I had a manager tell me one time. He said, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was moving around. I don't know if I was getting in cars. I can't remember what I was doing. I've been in the auto business for 15 years, right? But he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, just," and I was doing something. I know it wasn't taking pictures of video, but it was something. It might have been, but I said, they say activity breeds activity. He was like, "Don't do that." And then I just paused, and he's like, "Man, don't do that." He said, "Man, do what you're supposed to do, right? And leave it at that." He's like, "Just do what you're supposed to do." And it hit because I heard that when I was younger, and I've been kind of living by it for a long time, sort of, or at least keeping that in mind. But what he reminded me is of this statement: is your activity helping you get closer to your goals? What you're doing right now. That's why it's very important to have goals written down. What you're doing right now, is it helping you get closer to your goals? This is a question that you must ask yourself. You must ask yourself, do I really want my dreams, or am I just talking? These are points by one of my mentors. Do I really want my dreams, or am I just talking? Right? Are you going out hanging out, or are you actually doing the things that are helping you get closer to your goals? This is something to ask yourself to see how serious you are about what you wrote down. When you write goals, it's a commitment. It's pen to paper. It's ink on wax, right? It's wax, right? It's stamped. It's something about that holds you accountable and makes you look. And that's why a lot of people will not do it. You can tell them a billion times, write it down, and they will not do it because the spirituality of, I believe, of writing something down is a commitment that most people have never looked at. They have never faced that strong of a commitment when it comes to, they may have in relationships, which I admire, right? But when it when it comes to actually your life and what you're capable of, I mean, it's hard, man. I always revert back to when I was. I always revert back to when I was. Let me get this a little closer. I always, I always revert back to when when I was. Let me see if I can tilt it up just a little bit. Oh, wait, look at that clarity. I always revert back to when I was in middle school, and with middle school football, and I was late, so I played basketball, but I was late to football. Right, finally got in football, and at Carver Middle School, we were in the middle of the summer. I don't know the technical term, but we were rolling up and down a hill. Like there's a hill, pretty steep, slight hill. But you are down on the ground, and from the top of the hill, you roll all the way down, and then you roll all the way up. Okay? Imagine doing that in the middle of the summer and you just getting back in line like a layup line. You're going up and down. I remember the coach saying, he was like, are you pushing yourself to be the best you? Like he was just like, other people aren't doing this right now. He said, they're having Kool-Aid, they hanging out, they in their neighborhood, but we at practice on Saturday, rolling up and down the hill. He was like, dig deep, But it was a testament. I think about it all the time. That's what's so crazy. Those when I was 11, 12. But it's like, are you committing to something? And the writing on paper on wax, putting it on wax is making you dig. It's crazy that made me think of that because it's the same gut feeling when you write it. You have to, your brain has to, you have to become it. You can write it down and put it up, but you're going to remember you wrote that. You can go out, you can hang out, right? But when you at the table, you gonna know, like, dang, I wrote that. I ain't doing what I'm not doing nothing that's pushing me to what I wrote. I'm telling you, it's gonna be in the back of your psyche, right? So, so it doesn't matter if it take you months to get to it, years to get to it. You will at some point, you know, at least question yourself. Even if you don't have the personality to actually go do it, you're gonna question yourself. Like, man, I know I wrote that down. Like I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Because your activity is not helping you get closer to your goal. So just remember, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind before transitioning from a job, from an occupation. You just ask yourself, is what I'm doing helping me get closer to your goals? If it is, great. Keep doing what you're doing. If it's not, you need to change something. Again, it's Marcus Harbin with Marcus Harbin Autosales.com. We out.